X-Men 97 episode 3 is super fast paced but still impactful. I was completely absorbed watching this episode because there were lots of action sequences and surprising revelations. For me, it almost made the episode feel a little bit longer than the actual 30 minutes runtime. With this episode, it further solidifies the amazing streak of storytelling they started with in episode 1 and 2, and it left me highly eager for more episodes to come because this episode was just masterfully curated. We got Baby Cable's origin story, the Goblin Queen, Sinister's arc, and finally Storm meeting Forge in the last scene. Although I do believe all this could have been spread across multiple episodes other than fitting all into one, but I'm not complaining because they were all well executed. And with this season being only 10 episodes, it makes sense if the creators are trying to cover as much ground as possible for this season. The episode picks up right where episode 2 left off, with Jean returning to the mansion. Beast conducts a test to determine who the real Jean is, and it turns out the Jean Grey that we've been with is the fake one. One thing I admired was how the whole team collectively just agreed with what Beast said without any doubts. Goes to show how much they can trust each other, you know. I thought with the fact that we've been with this Jean for a long time, there would have been a little disagreement, but there were none, not even from Cyclops. The way the fake Jean reacted when she realized that no one was siding with her, not even Cyclops, was funny to me. Talking about, I am Jean Grey.
I am Jean Grey, member of the X-Men, one of the first.
I'm like, hey ma'am, don't you think if they knew that, they wouldn't accuse you of such? She then goes ahead to hit them with the
Storm would have believed me.
Then she took her baby and dipped. How she was pushing for a break from the team with Cyclops in episode 1, it kind of like made her a little bit suspicious for me, and I was right for feeling that way because it turned out she was actually a clone of Jean Grey, and it was Sinister that cloned her. The next scene was Cyclops actually telling the fake Jean to see things from his point of view, you know, given that he did not initially support her in front of every other person, right? And also the fact that a lot has been going on lately with Professor X gone and Magneto now their leader. Yeah, anything is possible at this point, but the fake Jean wasn't having any of what bro was saying, and then she hit him with the
just go.
When Cyclops left the room, the fake Jean started hearing a voice from the baby monitor on the table, and that was Sinister. Sinister's introduction was actually dope. I like this frame of him standing in the dark with the lightning flashes revealing him a little bit, but in actual reality he was not even standing there. He was just talking from the baby monitor on the table. Also, I like the way Beast revealed him as well.
A man so dark and twisted he can be described as nothing other than Sinister.
Yo, remember what I said about this show being so funny? Because tell me why Sinister told the fake Jean, you can call me father and I baked you.
But you can call me father. Yes, that's why I made you. Baked you.
Baked you? Is she a cake? That felt so off and wrong to hear. I can't even lie. It's obvious Sinister is going to be the main villain of this season because his introduction was proper and I can tell he will be a problem. I just didn't think we'd get his arc this early on. I thought he would show up way later in the show. Sinister abducted Jean and created a clone of her with the intention of using the son she would conceive with Cyclops for his evil plans. It turned out the baby is Nathan, also known as Cable. Sinister's goal is to harness Cable's gene to engineer a formidable mutant race infected with the technovirus, but the team stopped him in this episode before he could complete his mission. What surprised me was how the fake Jean lost it when she realized she was actually the fake one, and then she went from this cool Jean to the Goblin Queen in seconds.
They shall know my inferno!
Following this event, the X-Men began experiencing hallucinations, witnessing their deepest fears and even their fondest desires. This manipulation was all Madeline Pryor's doing, aka the fake Jean, because she was still mad at the team for how things turned out, but the team weren't aware that she was the person behind it. Bro, these hallucinations were wild. Morph saw Wolverine in the shower and teased to go help a bro out. So that means Morph is into Wolverine? Gambit seeing Rogue and Magneto melting into each other will definitely leave my bro traumatized all his life. Madeline Pryor got him the worst, and also I think this scene was inspired by a comic cover. Jubilee and this guy from episode 1, Roberto, also known as Sunspot, starts seeing anti-mutant hate from the movie they were watching, and also Sunspot's mom called out from the TV screen calling him a liar, because in episode 1 we found out Sunspot was still hiding his mutant abilities from his family, so his mom calling him a liar in this hallucination actually makes sense. A Cyclops and Bishop walked into a room with something looking like an octopus turning into their nightmares. This figure started listing out all Cyclops' fears.
Hail to sire and child with the proper wife. Failed to lead the team.
Bishop saw his sister telling him he abandoned her, and Beast walks into an even slobbery Beast in the elevator. The team somehow got together and realized the mansion is possessed. I like how Morph said we're in hell, and then the floor opens up on them to what seems like an actual hell with some creatures flying around. They then realized Madeline Pryor was behind it all. Together they had to fight the creatures.
Fan, a little help, please.
You smell like burned hair.
I like the teamwork they always exude in their battles, like Beast yelling out a little help please, then Bishop immediately throwing Wolverine to him was so cool, and Wolverine telling Beast he smells like a burnt hair makes sense because Beast's body is full of hair and they were actually in hell. Once again we got a dynamic duo of Cyclops and Bishop in action. Bishop had Cyclops blast him heavily with his eye beam, which he absorbed skillfully like it's a power up or something, and then using it to blast the creatures. Cyclops is really here to stay, guys. The show is steadily allowing him to shine in each episode and I'm here for it. Just when they thought they have killed all the creatures, an even big Omega level creature emerges to finish them off. Talking about born mutants. We saw the actual Jean Grey swiftly break off the spell and then falls into Cyclops' arms. She could easily break the spell because they're all Madeline Pryor's doing and she has the same power as her. Madeline then officially reveals herself as the Goblin Queen to the team. While still teasing Cyclops, the team regrouped with Jean on the bed because her psychic abilities were overwhelming her. Magneto then suggests they take the fight to Sinister direct since he wants all the smoke. They got to Sinister's hideout and met Madeline Pryor again, but this time she did not come to play. She brought all the smoke this time and engaged them in a fight. I loved her fight with Magneto actually. She wasn't letting up on him with his magnetism, talking about
look at you, a villain playing dress up as a hero.
She's really so wild, guys. Then when Cyclops struck her with his eye blast, this lady used the blood that came out from the heat as a lipstick and then went ahead to kiss him with it. If this isn't one of the wildest things in the show, I don't know what else is, for real. Like, that was so wild, Jesus. We then got an update on what's happening back at the mansion. Jean was struggling with fully controlling her powers. Wolverine, Beast and Rogue were the ones attending to her. Logan thought he was slick, using the opportunity to show Jean how much she means to him.
I mean, all that to you?
More.
Talking about more and hitting her with a smile. Bro is not serious, for real. Right then and there, Jean senses Cyclops and the rest of the team were in danger. Madeline was still trying to prove to her that she's the real Jean. Jean simply said, you know what, let's go down the memory lane. Jean showed Madeline some of their earliest memories, like the first time Professor X took her from her parents and losing their best friend Arnie. Their fight then turned into the battle of the memories. It was the memory of Madeline giving birth to Nathan that broke her from Sinister's curse, and then she regained herself as Madeline Pryor. Together, Madeline and Cyclops rescued Nathan. They were a little late because Nathan was already infected with a way more advanced techno-organic strain because Sinister exposed him to it. According to Beast, there were no cure for it yet and the possibility of developing a cure would take years to develop. Bishop then agreed to take him to the future to find cure, and also it turns out only Bishop and Baby Nathan can go because his wristband can only accommodate only 2 people. Therefore, Cyclops and Madeline Pryor cannot follow him to the future. How Cyclops was not in support of this was though because he does not want Baby Nathan to grow up without his parents, because it's kind of like similar to what he felt growing up, and this goes to show he's a real one. But what took me out was him asking the team,
Don't any of you know how it feels to be abandoned?
bro, I swear this shit was funny as but bro stood on business and exit the room. He said, I want no part of it. Bishop then goes ahead and took Baby Nathan to the future. Madeline Pryor, given that she has always wanted to exit the team, she decided to leave and start a new life with her in control without any Sinister or whatever curse he had on her. And then we got the last scene of the episode with Storm meeting Forge in a bar, and Forge proposes to help her get her powers back. This episode was truly amazing, and if they continue delivering like this, we sure are in for a treat. If you made it to this level of the video, you are the real MVP. I really appreciate you watching my videos. Please like the video because it's going to help boost it in the algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel as well. Let me know what you think about episode 3 of X-Men 97 in the comments below. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm out of here.